We've seen the pretenders, the princes, the queens return, but this weekend we welcome the return of the king, the single greatest rider in the world. Mathieu Van der Poel is back, starting his season with a double weekend of Rukven and Namur in the World Cup. But what makes the four-time world champion quite who he is? Let's find out. To find out why Mathieu is so good, we need to dig a little bit into his family, because there's quite a lot there. Van der Poel comes from a cycling royal family, quite frankly, with Mathieu's father being Adrie Van der Poel, the 1996 cyclocross world champion. Adrie also won big on the road. He was a national champion, he won 2 tour stages, the Tour of Flanders, Liège-Bastogne-Liège and the Amstel Gold Race. This in its own right is bucket loads of heritage and quite some hereditary talent. But then you add Raymond Poulidor into the mix and the chances of winning drastically go up. With such talent on either side of the family, it's no wonder really that Mathieu showed himself the magic from a very young age. Weirdly though, that magic first shone through as a footballer. A young Van der Poel even went on trial with Dutch football club Willem II, though he later admitted he didn't really like the fact that the victory wasn't completely in his own hands, one of the major reasons he gravitated towards cycling, and especially towards cyclocross. Van der Poel made his debut with the novices in the 2009-2010 season, performing well in numerous local races and eventually finishing second at the national championships, behind a slightly older Erik Kramer. This would be the last time Van der Poel lost a race as a novice. The following year he would compete in 29 races and win every single one, including taking that year's novice national title. Evidently Mathieu was slightly too good for the novice category, so he moved up to the juniors, where he again won basically everything, including the junior national title, the European title, the World Cup, the Super Prestige and the World Championships. One of very few races Van der Poel failed to win was in Ruddervoorde for the Super Prestige, where future rival Wout van Aert bested him, starting a rivalry that still lasts to this day. The next year nobody could stop him, not Wout, not anyone else, no one. Van der Poel rode 30 races and took the victory every single time. He won the World Cup, Super Prestige, national title, European title and the World Championships again. Seemingly again being by far better than anyone else, Mathieu moved up to the under-23s, winning on his debut in the category, obviously. Throughout the year he would dominate alongside Belgians Wout van Aert and Michael van Toerenhout, claiming the national title, the World Cup and the Super Prestige. He however failed to win the European and World titles, being bested by Van Toerenhout and Van Aert respectively. During this season, Van der Poel signed his first professional contract, officially joining BKCP Power Plus. Due to this, Van der Poel was now eligible to ride races in the elite category. His elite debut came at the Scheldecross in 2013. He immediately finished second here, behind his teammate, former 2-time world champion Niels Albert. Towards the end of the season and now in early 2014, Van der Poel won his first elite cross. He won the cyclocross Heerlen, a fairly small standalone race. It would be the following year, the 2014-15 season, where Van der Poel really broke out. He made his season debut with the elites at the Super Prestige Gieten and immediately won the race, beating Lars van der Haar. This was Van der Poel's first win in a big race. Van der Poel would go on to win 2 further rounds of the Super Prestige and the overall. He also became national champion and, in an extraordinary January month, became the youngest man to win a World Cup race in Hoge Heide and the youngest male world champion in Tabor. Both records are only bested by Marianne Vos. And quick editor's note, due to the fact that Val d'Isole happened between me writing and recording this, Fem van Empel now holds the second place on the youngest World Cup winners list. Van der Poel is now down to third. From this moment on, Van der Poel slowly morphed into the greatest rider in the world. He's claimed a total of 144 career wins, including 6 national titles, 3 European titles, and he's a 4-time world champion. He's also won the last 3 world titles consecutively. Van der Poel has had seasons in which he's won 32 of the 34 races he's raced in at elite level, the majority of these races being the big races in the Super Prestige of the World Cup and the X2O Trophy. This includes a streak during 2018 and 2019 where he won 35 consecutive races, eventually finally falling to Toon Aerts in Ronse in 2019. Van der Poel has of course combined his immeasurable cyclocross success with both the road and the mountain bike. He's amassed 3 cross-country and 10 short-circuit mountain bike victories, as well as being national champion and winning a European title. taking a career total 30 wins. On the road, Van der Poel has amongst other things won a Tour de France stage in the most ridiculous fashion possible, taking the yellow jersey and thus doing what his grandfather Raymond Poulidor could never quite achieve. Van der Poel has also taken victory in the Tour of Flanders, Strade Bianche, Brabantse Pijl, Dwars door Vlaanderen, and produced probably the most memorable finish to a road race ever at the 2019 Amstel Gold Race. Van der Poel has also managed to top 10 in every monument, which is quite an impressive feat. Van der Poel, to put it mildly, is incredibly talented. The primary advantage Mathieu has always had is his technique and his fearlessness. During the early years as a cyclocross pro, this is where Van der Poel always had the advantage over a more power-focused Wout van Aert. The more Van der Poel has matured though, the more he's grown into an absolute physical specimen. He's now able to push insane amounts of watts for very short bursts. Throughout the years, Van der Poel has also shown his ability to pull off incredible solos, proving that he can absolutely push long efforts as well. I think the one thing that Van der Poel can do better than anybody else is just take everything out of himself. It sometimes looks as if he can just go deeper, he can suffer more than anyone else, almost like he wants it more. To me, that's what puts Van der Poel apart from every other rider. I've never seen another rider look as empty as Van der Poel has, as often as Van der Poel has. Much like his contemporaries Van Aert and Pidcock, Van der Poel no longer rides entire cross seasons. He has goals in other disciplines too. This season is the smallest calendar Mathieu will have ridden, made even shorter by an injury that he's picked up in a training accident. Van der Poel would have started his season at Rukven on Saturday and then ridden Namur on Sunday as well, but due to the injury he's pushing back his return to Dendermonde, which is on Boxing Day. He'll also ride the super prestigious Diegerman Loenhout, the World Cup in Hulst, the XTO Trofee in Herentals, the super prestige Hamme, World Cup Hoge Heide, and then finish his season at the World Championships in Fayetteville, attempting to win a fourth consecutive world title. And unless something really crazy happens in the next month and a half, I think you're crazy to bet against him.